It's been a little while since I've gone over some text messages, and I still giggle at them to myself from time to time, but there hasn't been anything truly interesting that's come across my desk until today. This one gave me a big ol' hoot and a holler here as it aims to tackle the age-old question, how long should you wait after connecting with a human being to graduate from text messages to phone calls? For this one brave soul, that was about an hour. And the results were not optimal, to say the least. This fairy tale starts the way that all the good ones do. They matched on a dating app about an hour ago, and then he reaches out saying hello, and then tries to call them. She responds by saying, "Hey, smiley face, I'm watching a movie with my parents right now. I'll be able to call in a bit. I'm sorry." She seems super sweet, giving an explanation and even offering an apology for not being able to hop on the hotline right away. And it's not like she owed him an explanation or an apology, it was just a nice gesture. It's a very awful idea to try and call someone that you just met an hour ago. You only became aware of each other's existence like less than 60 minutes ago. He tries to grit his teeth and bear it, but the pain is too much. He says, "Oh, okay." And it comes across pretty sad. I don't know if he actually was sad here, but it seems to me like I can feel him looking down at the ground while he types that and like kicking some dirt. And I think she picked up on that because she issues another apology, but then says, "How's your night going?" So she's trying to at least make a conversation out of this, so she seems interested. He goes, "No, it's okay. I'm excited to hear your voice though. Maybe send me pics of you? Mine is okay. I'm just chillin'." To me, it sounds like he's fishing for some sacred nudies here. I believe that he's probably in Coomer mode right now. His dick is in DEFCON 5, and now he's requesting some pics. I imagine if she did answer that phone call, it would have just been heavy breathing into it. Like something out of a horror movie. The phone calls coming from inside the house. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a guy who really enjoys talking over the phone and getting some pictures of the person he's talking to over the other end. Totally innocent pictures.
Holy shit, what are you playing?
It's a little game called AFK Journey. Do you want to know more?
Yeah.
Big thanks to AFK Journey for sponsoring this video. AFK Journey is a wonderful free-to-play game that's available now on iOS, Google Store for mobile, and the AFK Journey official website for PC. Again, it's totally free to play and I highly recommend checking it out. AFK Journey is an ethereal RPG with distinctive visuals that you can just get lost in the breathtaking 3D canvas art of its world. It's more than just an idle game. There's new gameplay elements to it, a lot of new mechanics, as well as an added dimension with the PC-compatible side-scrolling. You'll be gathering heroes across 6 factions and formulating winning strategies with different teams. The Hex battle map allows players to freely assemble their hero lineup and strategically position them so you can master battlefield strategies to conquer each challenge with precision. You'll be exploring big maps, solving fun puzzles, meeting interesting NPCs, all with extremely fun and effortless one-handed gameplay. The official release is giving away over 40 heroes for free, including 200 free pulls for completing things like a 7-day login. So make sure to check out AFK Journey and use my CD key AFKJourney88. You get a lot of goodies for that, 18,888 golden coins, 100 diamonds, some great stuff, so make sure to check it out. The links are in the description, and big thanks again to AFK Journey for sponsoring. Surprisingly, she doesn't seem creeped out by that. She says, "Oh, that's cute. I'm excited to hear yours too. And yeah, of course, I'll send some pics right now." Which is not the response I thought that would garner. I would have expected some kind of ickiness to it and maybe a question about, like, why? I mean, we've known each other less than 60 minutes. You can just scroll my fucking online dating profile to see some pics of me. His response to her is just, "Okay, cool." This guy is just very concise, matter of fact. She says, "For the pics, do you want like recent ones? Because I have a ton ranging from like 2 weeks ago to like 4 years. He says, "Yes, but any," frowny face, and then winky frowny face. Every bone in my body is telling me that this dude is absolutely looking for some titty pics. He's looking for some honkers or something here. He's not looking for just like your normal Facebook photos or something you'd post on your Instagram story. He's not looking for you at the movies or something from 2 weeks ago seeing the Winnie the Pooh horror film. He's looking for ass and titties. That's my guess here, especially with like the winky frowny. I don't know why he's frowning so much. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's like an accident. Maybe you want to do like a winky face with a smile. But for some reason, he just keeps accidentally sending frowning faces, including like a winking frown face, which I've never seen before. I don't know how you even like sad wink at something to begin with either. I don't know, just it seems like conflicting emotions there. He then calls her twice within 20 minutes and says, "Hello, upset. I'm waiting, lol." This guy types like he's playing a MOBA, like he's typing as quickly as possible just to convey the bare minimum amount of information. Upset. Hello? Okay, cool. Frowny. Winky frowny. Like, it's just very basic shit here. He's not actually even having a conversation. It's weird. Yet he keeps really wanting to talk on the phone. I don't know what would have happened if she answered some of these calls. Like, maybe he'd just fart into it and hang up while giggling. Perhaps, I don't know, like a big prank call? A huge ruse? Anyway, after 2 more failed calls, she says, "Hey, sorry, I just finished the movie. I wasn't looking at my phone, but I apologize that you're upset, but I just want to be straightforward with you since you were with me. I'm not like a very clingy person, and I'm kind of getting that vibe already, you know?" And he goes, "No, I just wanted to talk. You can answer, or call back." Completely missing the point of what she was saying, just insistent on having this phone call here. It's worse than a telemarketer. This guy just cold turkey calls her out of the blue. She doesn't answer, even issues an apology for not answering, which she didn't owe him, and he is still hung up on that and won't take any new information in. His brain is flooded with one idea. He can only hold one thought in his mind at any time, and right now that thought is, want to talk on phone. Upset if no talk on phone. So he's just stuck in that mode. So she goes, "No, I get that. I just like taking things slow if that's okay." And he says, "Are you scared of connection? You can't talk without thinking it's too fast. Just call Jeez Louise." I have to wonder if she's communicating with a 13-year-old. Jeez Louise? You're dropping Jeez Louise in 2024? This is not what the Lord died for. Are you kidding me with this? Is this some kind of joke? Get out of town. A Jeez Louise in this day and age? He then goes, "I could literally call right now. It's so easy. I don't like being ignored." No shit, it's easy to call, but why do you want to do that? And why won't you take no for an answer? You've known each other less than an hour. You don't even know each other. You just both had like a Metal Gear Solid ping that made you alerted that this other person existed, and now you're talking through Snapchat. This actually might be a toddler. Maybe the person that she matched with through Tinder or whatever the online dating app was, maybe they went to an Easter celebration with family, and then their little nephew got a hold of the iPad and then just started talking to some of his contacts, and this lady was one of those victims here. So she's actually just communicating with a legitimate diaper-shitting, milk-snorting little kid. Because no adult, I feel like, communicates this way. I'm starting to really believe in that conspiracy theory here. But anyway, she responds, "Of course not, but I like to take things slow. I'm sorry. Please respect that I'm trying to be as cordial as possible. I haven't had the best experiences in the past." That's in response to the "Are you scared of connection" line that he drops here. Like he's out of some kind of bad Hallmark movie, or The Young and the Restless. Because she won't accept his random fucking phone calls here. And then in response, he tries to call her again. She says, "I would like to just text maybe until I'm more comfortable." And his response is, "I'm S." And then an audio message. I have to wonder, that's got to be like the worst 26 seconds a microphone has ever recorded. I can only imagine what his voice sounds like. I'm imagining like squealing, high-pitched, nasally, like almost shattered glass level of an opera singer, like with that very high note, but throughout the entire 26 minutes. I also wonder what he was trying to say. I'm S. Maybe that's some kind of code that needs to be deciphered here. I'm serious, perhaps? I'm shitting? I'm silly? I have no idea. But anyway, she then takes a screenshot of the chat, and then he dumps a screenshot. He then follows that up by saying right at the top, and then tries to call her once again, just continuing to poke her here. He says, "Just wonder, answer." Maybe he's like actually overdosing right now, and he's trying to beg her to call the police to get them over there to save his life. I have no idea what's happening to his brain. It's turning to mush right before our eyes. Like he's getting hit by a stupid beam, and we're watching him fade away. She says, "I don't really know what to say. I feel like I'm being backed into a corner right now." He says, "Stop typing," and then calls her again, which of course she doesn't respond to, and then says, "OMG," drops another 26-second audio message, which is interesting that it's the exact same amount of time. I wonder if it's just the same message he dropped again. I'm not really sure. I also wonder what he said during that, to be honest. But anyway, he then says, "Bye, little baby." Oh, the heebie-jeebies. I'm getting them. Jinkies. Oh, good. Bye, little baby. Oh, yuck. And then she just says, can you please respect my boundaries? I apologize that I said I'd call earlier. I got nervous and I would feel more comfortable texting. If calling is more your thing when you first meet someone, then maybe we just aren't the best match. I wish you luck. Maybe we can try again tomorrow. I'm going to take a shower and head to bed. Good night. I don't know why she would even try and say, like, maybe we can try again tomorrow. She should have just not responded at all because this guy is unhinged. This is just an absolute weirdo and there's no salvaging this. Maybe she was a little fearful of, like, what this guy might do, perhaps, which is a very legitimate fear, so it's best to, like, cushion the blow. But even still, this guy is fucking weird. He then just says, no, like a defeated Power Rangers villain. Because that boundary is silly. I don't care. I'm of interested anymore. Bye. Not. So he's saying, I'm not interested anymore. So because she wouldn't talk on the phone, he's no longer interested and he thinks that boundary is silly, thus he has no respect for it. What a man. And then she says, okay, I apologize again. Hope you have a great night. And then he just says, just say bye. What a quirky little lunatic here. Impressive self-sabotage. Like, this lady seemed more than willing to communicate, like, interested in learning more about him, just didn't really want to hop on a phone call, which is super understandable since they'd only known of each other for less than an hour. She gave so many chances to just stop doing the creepy phone call routine and just text like normal people that are starting to get to know each other through like an online dating app. Like, you're not friends and you don't know each other at all. So why the fuck would you want to hop on a phone call first thing right away? That's overwhelming. That's a lot. That's just weird. And he just kept getting creepier and creepier. He fell apart. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go over this one because it had me giggling quite a bit because, geez Louise, he was off the rails. That's really about it. See ya. Over the last couple of months, I've analyzed more text messages than the FBI. I have been glued to bad romance and flirting like a moth to a flame. I've been wandering the deepest, darkest pits of filth. It's like in Space Jam when Michael Jordan gets sucked into the golfing hole. I've been sucked into the asshole of the internet, and all I see is cringe down here. But today, there's a new ingredient being added to this concoction. The recipe had a chemical X. Crime. This got posted to Reddit earlier today, and a lot of people sent it my way, and it actually reminded me of a real criminal case that happened back in 2022, and I actually found the case again through the comment section of this post, because I couldn't quite recall all the particulars of it, but there is a lot of similarities shared between that criminal case in 2022 and these text messages that this individual is showcasing here. So it starts with this girl's coworker messaging her out of the blue saying, hey. He receives crickets, no response, silence. And you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try being weirder. So he comes back around within 3 hours saying, hello, is this blank? She says, who is this? And he goes, it's me, with a smiley face. I just wanted to text you and see how things were. Oh, things are going all right, I suppose. Not to come off as rude, but how did you get my number, dude? I mean, I don't mind you texting me, but I've never gave it to you. And that's when he lifts up the curtain and breaks the magician's code, revealing his secret method. I just grabbed it off the contact sheet in the office room. Hope that's alright. To which she says nothing in response because that is fucking creepy. She never gave him her number. He just went out of his way to find it from their workplace. Yucky. But he comes back around saying, how's it going? And he just keeps going, throwing questions at the wind here, hoping to receive even the slightest semblance of life on the other side, not realizing that he has already scared her by snooping around tracking down her phone number without ever getting it from her directly. So it's already super creepy to do that. So he says, how was your New Year's? No response. 2 days later. Sorry to keep texting, but what are you up to today? If you're free later, I'd love to go out. I will never understand that kind of shit right there. How can you be so deluded and lost in your own little fantasy land Narnia that you think there's even an iota of a chance that she agrees to go out with you when she has ignored your messages for 4 fucking days? Like, what is the thought process? Scratching at his chin. Maybe she's playing hard to get. Perhaps she's just been truly swamped and has been really wanting to reply to me but just might be a bit shy and doesn't know how. I know. I'll go ahead and invite her out with me. That should make her a lot more comfortable. And he goes a bit deeper. I know you're probably busy, but I could pick you up too, so you wouldn't have to take the bus anywhere. If you wanted to go out, that is. Sorry to keep texting, but I don't want to be out too late, so I'd appreciate a response at some point, Smiley. I'm heading out to get coffee now, so if you want to join me, just let me know. Ma'am, you better hurry. The choo-choo train is leaving and Mr. Perfect is going with it. You only have one opportunity to get coffee with a gentle sir like this, so you really gotta play your cards right. She declines, saying, I would appreciate it if you didn't text me unless it's work-related. I don't really know you, and I'm only blank. You're 5 years older than me, dude. This just feels creepy. I didn't mean to be creepy or anything. You're just pretty, and I thought it would be cool if we got to hang out, Smiley. No thanks. That's honestly so weird, and if you continue to ask, I'm going to talk to Lean about this. I'm assuming that's like their supervisor or someone higher up at the place they work. And then he goes in deep. He says, I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about you a lot, and I just want you to spend time with me. What you said the other day just felt rude. At least try and give this a chance. I know you're probably not awake, but I've been up all night thinking about you. Not going to lie, sometimes I like to take pictures of your ass while you're in the drive-thru window and I jerk off to them in the bathroom. I'll go ahead and take a courtesy pause here to give everyone a brief respite and let that nugget marinate in this sauce here because he just dropped a real heavy, spicy meatball on the plate. And when I first read it, I certainly wasn't ready for that because that's just openly admitting to a crime. I'm not a sheriff or anything, but I'm pretty confident that that's illegal. He'd probably be taken away in handcuffs if this information got out, which it should. She should absolutely report all of this. Now, somehow it actually only gets worse from here. This is just the beginning. He's showing his true face, and man oh man, is it an extraordinarily ugly one. I know that's messed up, but imagine if we fucked in the work bathroom, or if we went out in public. I honestly just love the idea of having a little helpless bitch under my control. I know you're so much younger, but you should give it a shot. Older men can be so much fun to be with. No one at work would have to know. Hello? Sorry for calling, but I'm really lonely and you haven't replied to me at all. Since the text messages are going unanswered, I guess he's resorted to actually just calling her, which is also being ignored, obviously, because that's the safest thing you can do is ignore it. So I can't believe the revelation that it turns out he's lonely. Who would have seen that coming? With smooth talking like this dude's got all the game in the world. This man's a fucking apex predator, a grizzly bear, a champion of Riz here. I can't believe that he, of all people, would somehow be lonely. What a curveball. He then tries to brush all that under the rug, trying to apologize for it. Sorry about last night. I got carried away. I know you're probably not even reading these, but I hope you have a good day, Smiley. I'll be thinking of you. I really don't see an issue. It's not like a romantic date or anything. It would just be getting coffee and food. And if you were in the mood, we could always go to my place to watch a movie. I know it sounds creepy, but why not just get out and enjoy the day together? What in the hell is even that? What are you talking about? It's not like a romantic thing or anything. You were just talking about fucking in the workplace bathroom. And then you were talking about having a helpless bitch under your control. What do you mean it's just coffee? You're already showing how extraordinarily creepy and perverse you are. What are you yapping about? He's blabbermouthing about a bunch of hooey. And that's when she finally does respond to all this and says, alright man, I'm probably going to report you to the police. You know damn well that I'm underage and you're texting me in the middle of the night like that. Fuck off. And then he drops her address and says, if you continue to ignore me, I'll just make it so you can't. If you tell anyone, I'll make this even worse for you. So it turns out she's underage, and he was well aware of that fact. And he also would have been even more aware of that fact, considering he snooped through the confidential workplace documents to find her address and her phone number. So it would have been abundantly clear that she is underage, and he didn't care. He still went for this full throttle. So he's also a pedophile on top of all of this. Now, he concludes their conversation by dropping her address to obviously try and scare her, letting her know that he knows where she lives and he can always pay her a visit. And a lot of people in the comments, and I think a lot of people in general, would assume that that's just supposed to be like some kind of scare tactic to get her to not say anything. Not necessarily that he's going over there right this instant to do something, but that is still a legitimate threat, and I imagine an actionable threat that the authorities can use. This is one of those situations that really shouldn't be taken lightly, and it seems like it isn't. It seems like she's taken the proper measures here, like contacting authorities or contacting workplace staff and all that, which is what she should be doing, because this is just legitimately dangerous. I mentioned at the start that it reminded me of a case from 2022 where a man killed his 17-year-old coworker because he had a huge crush on her, and since he couldn't have her, nobody could. Her name was Riley Whitelaw, and she was murdered at her place of work by this individual. He recently got sentenced in October of 2023 for the murder, and it is just horrifying. Now, Riley had previously made a complaint to the employment about how uncomfortable he made her with like the advances that he would make on her and all of that, and even asked to like have her schedule changed so they wouldn't have to work together. And despite all of that, they still worked together. The place of employment did not change her schedule around to get her away from him or anything like that. They continued to work together despite all of her complaints until it eventually culminated with him killing her. It's a tragic story. Fucking horrifying. And it reminds me of the text messages we just read right there, where a coworker becomes infatuated with someone and then eventually does something disgusting like that. So reading through these text messages, it is a concerning individual in a scary situation. And it's something I think about from time to time about how awful it must be to just be doing your job, doing nothing wrong at all, and then still ending up in a situation like this. This girl never made any advances toward this guy. She never even gave him her number or anything at all. And yet somehow he still became obsessed with her and then stalked her company documents to find her phone number and her address and all of that. It's just so awful. She's literally just doing her job and then gets put in a situation like this because of this absolute lunatic. So yeah, just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I think situations like these should always be taken seriously. Like if a coworker or anyone for that matter starts to get like a level of obsession with you that it becomes a bit palpable, that you can start to see it, it immediately needs to be something that you take very seriously because you never know where it could lead. And I think that is just always something that needs to be handled with real care. So just wanted to go over this a little bit. That's really it. So yeah.